Now, when you found out that we had broken up, what'd you feel?
Relief. No. I mean, look, I was thinking about it because I was like catching up on everything yesterday, and I'm sad. I mean, I'm sad because I know how sad y'all are, and I think for me, I have it's heartbreak. I mean, it's like getting an animal that you know is going to die at some point.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that like
They're not going to die.
there you go. There's no way around it. It's like no one gets out alive. And I think that when you know someone is going through something that you've either gone through or you know it's just like there's no way out but through, unless you want to anesthetize yourself and do, there's no way, you know what it is? And there's nothing anyone can do to take your pain. That's what's the most frustrating. Yeah. When people that you love are in some kind of pain, in a fraught situation where the only thing they can do is feel it and then heal it. And like with an animal dying or that, there's nothing you can do. Whereas if you were like, we got our podcast pulled down from YouTube, you'd be like, here's why it's going to be good. Here's why it's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Work stuff. Here's why you just dodged a bullet. You know what I mean? You didn't get to work with Alec Baldwin. But when I heard you guys like talk about it, it was, my personal point of view as someone who my best friend and sort of business partner is an ex of mine that I dated when I was much younger. And he's like very much like my soulmate, my brother. And I believe that there is a type of intimacy that I crave more than anything, which is, someone that you've been in a romantic relationship with and now you're family. That to me is the most life affirming, the most proud relationship I have and the most intimacy I have. So I'm happy that you guys like have that, like that in the way that you guys all you articulated it.
And also because it didn't happen overnight, right? This has been on the table for an entire year. Do we stay together? Do we not? So it isn't, I think that I'm able to talk about it objectively now because we didn't have one giant fight and then say fuck off, it's been
and it's
something
also like
slow burn kind of.
But it also was like 10 years is such a giant success.
And Helena Bonham Carter said it when her and Tim Burton broke up. She's just because it ended doesn't mean it wasn't a success.
Yes, and half of her family died in a plane crash.
Oh my God.
Think about that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thanks, Whitney.
So she was definitely on Percocet when she said that.
What was that?
Did you know that?
Yeah, I know,
No.
but what does one have anything to do with the other, man?
Because, dude, how many people do you know? There's something fascinating to it. When you really start like doing the math on how many entertainers have had like really horrendous shit happen to them.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time I was like, Stephen Colbert was on the Daily Show or something. And I remember being like, look at this guy. Nicest guy. Doesn't have any trauma. You don't have to be traumatized to be a comedian. The funniest part, and someone's like,
His parents, yeah?
Yeah, like 3 of his family members just like died in a plane crash when he was 10. I'm like, got it.
Shit, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that I could not think of a more elegant way that y'all have ostensibly navigated this in such a mature way. And I think that not to bring up, so I made a movie about this, in this movie that I made, The Female Brain, there was one whole storyline that was about this couple. It was Sofia Vergara and Dion Cole, and they had been together for 7-8 years. And it's like, our brain is wired to our brain is savage, It's like, we're kind of wired to be madly obsessed and attracted to each other for like 2 years, the amount of time it would take to make a baby, and then make sure the guy sticks around to care for it. And then we're wired to kind of move. It's the fact that y'all have like overcome, despite our most.
Is that a true thing you just said?
Yeah, we don't make as much oxytocin and dopamine for someone after like 2 years.
Oh fuck! It makes sense.
But you guys, no, I'm saying you have beat the your love for each other and your care for each other. Like you've built this despite biology. Like you know what I'm saying?
Is that why every relationship I've ever had only lasted 2 years?
Or even less.
But yeah, you stop producing dopamine and oxytocin for the person, but then you go, look, yes, I want to fuck everything that moves. That's what I'm wired to do, but I'm choosing this. I think that's the thing about relationships is, thank you, is that you...
There's your guy. Bobby comes home and he has a picture next to a guy who's towering over him. And he goes, who's this? Khalyla? Who did I take a picture with? And it's Blake Griffin. And
by the way, who is...
Great guy.
So funny. It's annoying.
So funny.
Yeah.
No, but like did stand up at Montreal and was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like he's legitimately hilarious.
With Blake Griffin,